Man, I was hoping I was wrong, bro. I was hoping that the United States was not going to be involved in any kind of aggression with Russia. But it looks like Europe is about to drag us into some mess, and Putin seems to think that the United States is about to use Greenland against him. He just made a speech today, and we're about to talk about everything. So let's go ahead and go through this. Let's start on March the 22nd of 2025. Putin had issued a doomsday warning to NATO, saying if the UK or if Europe declares war on Russia, they were going to use all means and weapons that have not been seen yet against them, and that this was not going to be another Ukraine war. Don't believe me? Look up at the top, NATO and European Union warning that any war against Russia would be catastrophic and met with a lightning fast and destructive response. And then here at the bottom he said, let it be clear to any NATO country that declares war on Russia, our reaction will be immediate, powerful, and devastating. We possess weapons that no one does. And you have no idea what we're capable of. This will not be another Ukraine. Meaning this war is going to be a lot different than the Ukraine war. Russia's going to actually take this war seriously because, of course, Europe is a bigger threat than Ukraine is. Now we go to the EU. European countries one by one have been warning their citizens to start preparing for war with Russia, that they're getting ready to invade Europe. That's what Europe is putting out there. Costco's have started selling these doomsday buckets, and the Europeans are urging their citizens to get these type of buckets. That's going to last for years, but also be prepared for only 3 days, 72 hours. NATO also hit back by saying if the Russians actually attack any NATO member, that the attack back will be devastating. This is something that I also said a couple of days ago. So like I said, it's been brewing up. So let's go ahead to the next. And it's weird that last year Banks was warning you guys that World War III has already started. The year before that, the Ukrainians and Israel warned y'all that World War III has started. And now y'all got your own government saying that World War III is starting and that all citizens need to prepare. Okay, so let's go a little bit ahead of what's going on now. If you made it this far, let's continue. We have spy agencies warning that Russia, China, and Iran and North Korea are teaming up against the United States like never before. They are trying everything from military flexing to economic pressure to try to get the influence away from the United States. Basically, they're trying to turn everybody against the US. But not only the US, more like the West. They don't like the West anymore. We have the United States telling Japan to put on paper that we will be able to use their bases in a Taiwan war. We have the United States bombing the hell out of the Houthis and moving military assets closer to Iran, getting ready to do strikes on Iran as they've been warning for the last 2 months. They are getting ready to hit Iran's nuclear program. Everybody knows this. We're going to declare a war on Iran soon. We have the world right now in an economic tariff war, which is turning into a major trade war, which is turning everybody against each other. North Korea just unveiled a early warning detection system that was inspired by China and Russia. They helped them build this. They're getting modern day technology. They already got hypersonic missiles and missiles that can stay up in space for a long time before they come back and hit their target. Now we want to talk about full-scale World War III. We have the UK and France saying they're about to send troops into Ukraine. And then yesterday, the French president also explained that European troops that are attacking Ukraine, or if Ukraine gets attacked after these European troops are delivered, they will deem this as an attack on their troops. Therefore, they will engage against war against Russia. If this don't sound like a setup, I don't know what the fuck does. Russia responded by this by saying that the UK risks direct confrontation, saying that the UK and France are actually planning to send their military in for intervention, meaning they're sending their military in to fight Russia. Russia also told Donald Trump in Europe and Ukraine that they're going to keep the nuclear power plant. Nobody else will have it. U.S. intelligence is saying that Putin may use nuclear weapons if there are failures in the war, meaning if there is major complications, they could resort to nuclear weapons still. Here's the proof about the U.S. moving the bombers closer to Iran, getting ready for a strike on them in Yemen. As they have been striking Yemen, they're getting ready to strike Iran. Here's the one about Trump talking about getting Greenland, and then this has gotten Putin to warn us about an Arctic war. So they're saying they're going to protect their interests, and they know what the United States is building up for. Anyways, this is the latest. I got a live coming next. See y'all there.